Roxkunimund. In your life you have asked for many things, but none will be as important to you as the tape you are now listening to. This tape has been made through the sacrifices of many people. An interview with the exalted Piledriver is not easily granted. There are many people in various organizations that must forgive certain liberties in order that the Piledriver divulge information. One of the people you have affected with your gratuitous request is one Bruce Moore, a young man who until now worked in the Cobra Records mailroom. Because of your selfish demand, Bruce is now banished to the cellar of the Piledriver mansion. Fate unknown. No. I do hope you sense the gravity of your request. The Piledriver is at this moment looking over your obviously limited questions. When he is ready, he will take his young secretary and her tape recorder to the outdoor patio so that he may enjoy the spring weather as he grants you your requests. By the way, her fate rests on your pitiful shoulders as well.
I, the Piledriver, find you as spokesman for rock-hard, rock-power magazines to be infinitesimally worthy. Yet, as I see that I do have some loyal servants in your particular area of the world, I will answer your questions for them. You asked me the reason for secrecy after the release of my excellent Metal Inquisition album. You worm. Don't you realize that I don't need to be pandered like a gaudy Christmas bauble? I don't need to be sold like some new trinket on a toy store shelf. I have power. The metal fans realize it when they see it, that a Piledriver album is miles above and light years ahead of any other metal disc. I do not grant interviews often, because I don't care to. Consider this interview a mere warning of the onslaught of my next masterpiece, the Stay Ugly album. You asked me if we were serious about our music. If I had 1/1,000,000th of a Canadian penny for each time I've been asked that, I would be able to buy every journalist in the universe a lobotomy. Of course, because I perform it myself. Look out. Sometimes I'm serious. Sometimes I'm not. It is up to you to decide which is when. You asked me how often we've played. Ha! We've played more often than you've ogled a woman's breasts while you were shopping. Last year we played 235 out of 365 days. In Canada and the US. If that's not playing, I don't know what is. At the moment, we have been off for a 3-month period so that we may write the new album and charge ourselves up for a full attack on metal minds and ears. Expect this assault of ugliness towards the end of summer, early fall. You asked me to describe a Piledriver show. Well, that's a tough question to answer, because no two nights are alike. There are a few common facets though. Stunning volume, flurries of stage movement, torrents of sweat, and general vocal abuse from yours truly. In the past, we've used various props on stage, such as a coffin, female mannequins, a full-size guillotine, and women's laced panties for throwing at the audience. Well, basically anything we can get our hands on. I have no idea how many Cabbage Patch dolls I've set on fire. But basically, it's an 1.5 hour long sonic barrage. And the music comes first above all, except beer, of course. One of our final shows in New York, I was stopped when I was charged for assault when 2 idiots ran on stage and tried to rip off my mask. Those would-be unbelievers spent the next month in hospital, and I spent a night in jail. Wasn't too bad though, as while I was in, I met a few of my fans. We partied till dawn. You asked me what bands we've opened for, you simpleton. Bands open for us. Maybe, if we end up on some major worldwide tour, we might end up warming up a major act. But until now, we've been the headliners, and rightfully so. Why no pictures of the whole band? I am the focus of this band. As you noticed, my name Piledriver comes from the Piledriver. Fool. When I see fit for the band to be seen, photos will be issued. Until then, Piledriver exists to serve the Piledriver. They write and play for me. I will unveil my band to the magazines when I see fit. You asked how I felt about death bands. Obviously, I think death metal is great. There are a few bands that might have absolutely no talent at all, but they have incredible attitude, and attitude is one of the most important factors in death metal, black metal, or thrash music. Our kind of music is often the most creative form of music going today. I also feel that Piledriver is one of the world's best necro thrash bands, not only because I'm in the band, but because I feel we have a great balance of musicianship and attitude. You asked what my plans are. Well, first of all, my immediate plan is to finish this sordid interview and drag this wench to my chambers for some mechanically aided fun. But as far as long-range plans go, we will soon start shopping for a producer to film us for a feature-length video. I have 30 or so producers to talk with. I want to find the man that will successfully capture Piledriver. Hopefully, we will end up with a 30 to 45 minute video with new music that we will be able to sell for the price of a double album. Hard to believe in this day and age, isn't it? Well, I'll see if I can turn those boneheads at the record companies around on their asses so they can see what music is. We'll be talking mainly with guys that have worked in movies, so that we can get a really horrific look to match our thrash. My management has already expressed fear about much of the violent and sexual scenes that are planned, but we'll see what happens to make the final cut. After that, we hope to do a major tour supporting the new album, which should be this autumn. Now, I've got some things to do, so get to your typewriter and write up a damn good story. Come on, bitch.